Hey all, welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, and today a new pack has been released. Yes, that's right, Echoes of Silence, the mini box, which is good because if it was another full-size pack, oh man, that's too much. But this pack is nothing to sleep on, but it's also nothing great. I gotta be honest here, it's nothing revolutionary. It has no super techie cards as I can see from my first impressions, but hey, let's dive into it, and you guys can check out the packs that I opened. I opened 20 packs, 1,000 gems worth, and I'll catch you guys after that. So there you go, as you can see, my first 10 packs, well that was pretty awesome, wasn't it? I got an ultra rare, got some super rares. The next 10 packs, I got only rares and normals, which was disappointing to say the least, but also mostly disappointing because out of all those rares and normals, I didn't get any Dark Blades or that other 1850 like reptile thing. And that's sad because that's basically what I wanted from this set, but I decided not to spend any more gems. I'm saving up to probably build a better deck, a really competitive deck when a new pack comes out that I really like. I felt a special connection to Phoenix because it was more of a deck that had a theme to it, and I like that. And now I just have to wait for a new deck that also gives me that same level of satisfaction when I play it. Enough talking about that, let's actually talk about what's available in this pack and what I think you should try to get if you're going to buy this pack. Alright, so we'll take a look at this. Now, a really good dragon card, in some aspects, is the Spear Dragon. So Spear Dragon does piercing battle damage when it attacks, and it's 1900 level 4, but it does flip itself in the defense position after it does attack. So it's pretty easy to get over, but it's pretty awesome just to nail your opponent with some piercing damage from a 2100 under mountains dragon type monster there. So I think it's good. For dragon decks, do I think it's really viable? No, I think the dragon cards we already have right now are already doing a sufficient job of doing what they need to do, and that's be getting out your stronger dragons. So nothing great there, but if you want to run it, dragon beatdown's still a thing, I'm sure. And then we also have the silent cards, the premier cards of this pack. So Silent Magician level 8, I did get one. Lucky me, even though I don't think I'd ever use it. And that's just summoned by the Silent Magician level 4's effect. And this is unaffected by your opponent's spell cards, which is pretty huge. I can see a lot of people playing this and doing some awesome stuff, because really, 3500, that's a powerful card. It's unaffected by, you know, the best cards in this game, like Super Rush Headlong, Enemy Controller, Order to Charge, but it only has 1000 defense, so one attack deflected by a Spear Karibo, and this card is in defense mode with only 1000 defense. Pretty easy to get over, so that's why I think it's the weakness of this card, is its 1000 defense. But hey, still a pretty good card. Next, let's move on to the super rares. So the super rare cards I thought were kind of cool. Hey, we have the Ultimate Insect lineup now. Pretty good for those insect decks that I don't see anywhere besides the Weevil Bird. But the Ultimate Insect level 7 actually is a pretty cool card, and although you don't have to special summon it by using the Ultimate Insect level 5's effect, if you do, all monsters on the field that your opponent controls lose 700 attack and defense, which is a pretty huge number when you think about it. Plus it has 2600 attack, that's a pretty high number to use. And then next up, we also have Vortex Trooper. So Vortex Trooper is an interesting card, one that I actually wanted to get for myself as well, but I don't really see any practical use for me right now. I don't know, I'd have to do some theory crafting, but when this card is normal summoned, you can shuffle 2 cards from your hand into the deck, then draw 2 cards. When this card is destroyed, draw 1 card. Now I like this card for the only reason would be for farming, but I also don't like this card because it has to be normal summoned, so you bring it into attack position. That's a 0 attack monster right there. That's not looking too good. So that's why I thought, that's really interesting, but also, that's not too great. You'd have to find a way to put it into face down defense position or something like that with a flip effect or something, just to kind of save it. Then we got this Greenkappa, target 2 set spell and trap cards on the field and destroy those 2. Now this is a pretty awesome card, I gotta say. That really can disrupt your opponent. I think this is one of the better cards to get from this set, just because it's some generic back row destruction. It has to be set, of course, but that's still pretty awesome for a flip effect. I recommend it. I wish I got one, and I might still try to get one. Like I said, I want to save up my gems, but that's a pretty good effect. However, I did get a Spell Power Grasp, so this is just some more spell counter support. Also, another pretty cool card is Emergency Provision, so that can heal you up to 3000 life points because you can use your field spell and the 2 other cards besides Emergency Provisions to get you some life points back. So it's not as practical as a normal duel would be, but it's still pretty good because of course the life points are reduced in this game, so hey, be able to get yourself 3000 extra life points by destroying some cards in your field, that's not bad. I don't think I'd ever practically use it, but it's there. I did actually get the field spell Rising Air Current. Increase the attack of all wind monsters by 500 points and decrease their defense by 400. So it's another one of those field spells that influence a typing and just the typing and up their attacks by 500 and lower their defense by 400. We've seen that before in other packs, and we see another one, Yumi Ruka, just another type of Yumi, that increases their attack by 500, decreases by 400, just like I said before. And then a card I think is actually really good in this, and one that I was looking out for from the start, even before I saw this pack and I saw the little promo, was Limit Reverse. This is just basically a Call of the Haunted for a monster with 1000 or less attack points. So that's pretty cool. I like it. I wish I got one, but I sadly didn't, and I don't think I really have a practical use for it right now, so I'm probably not going to try and get it. Then we just have the Ultimate Insect level 5, another spell counter monster support there, 1800 defense. We've seen it before in the game, but now it's available to us. And I'm not going to go through all the cards, I'm just going to say some ones that really jump out at me. So 1800 attack, Gemini Lancer, so Sea Serpent with 1800 attacks, that's pretty good under the Yumi. There's that Silent Magician level 4, gotta talk about that since it's the main card of the pack. And each time your opponent draws a cards, place 1 spell counter on this, max 5. This card gains 500 attack for each spell counter on it. During your standby phase of your next turn, after the 5th spell counter is placed on this card, you can send this face-up card with 5 spell counters on it to the graveyard. Special one on Silent Magician level 8 from your hand or deck. So the only upgrade about sending that card is that you get a monster with the original attack of 3500 and it can't be affected by spell cards. And something that jumped out at me is, hey, some mill decks are probably going to be pretty happy about the Bistro Butcher. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, your opponent draws 2 cards from their deck. That's pretty deadly if you can get it off, but I mean that's still kind of a gamble because you got to attack their monsters. Most competitive players have monsters with over 1800 attack on the field already, so not too sure about that one. And then the second I saw this card, I'm like, huh, Exodia support, kind of. Deep Diver. So at the end of the battle phase, if this card was destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, choose one monster from your deck and place it on the top of your deck. So you can just grab an Exodia piece just like that. There's been some mean combos made with the Sinister Serpent. During your standby phase of this card is in your graveyard, you can add it to your hand. Also banish one Sinister Serpent from your graveyard during your opponent's next end phase. You can only use the effect of Sinister Serpents once per turn. And the card that I kind of really wanted was the Gaga Gigio. God, I don't think I pronounced that right, but hey, I gave it a try. And that's just basically an 1850 vanilla level 4, obviously pretty dang good, and I wish I got 3 copies of it. I only got 1. And if I'm looking for anything, it'd probably be that flip monster and this out of this set. And then we got some Dark Blade support, some lower level stuff, on and on and on. Dark Blade is an 1800 attack level 4 monster that is just a normal card in this, so that's pretty crazy. I think that's the lowest rarity 1800 attack monster that we've had in quite a while, especially it being vanilla, and with 1500 defense, I like it. And then just a whole bunch of level support, and then just a whole bunch of level support. Alright, so let's get to the verdict. Do I think you should buy this pack if you're a free-to-play player? I am, and I do a lot of grinding, so I'm able to have a little bit of expenditure. But honestly, if I didn't have so many extra gems and they didn't give you 500, I probably wouldn't buy this pack. There's nothing that jumps out at me that would help you in the meta. None that you can really build a super competitive deck with out of this box just alone. And it's just overall just a little bit of a power creep. So if you want to power creep a little bit, hey, buy a couple packs. Maybe look at that 1850, maybe get some more 1800 attack monsters. Might be good. If you're trying to build a deck using one of those field spells, that's an option too. You got to reset the box 2 times to get all 3 copies of those field spells though, so that's an investment right there. So I don't recommend buying the pack unless you see something you specifically really want. I can't really recommend anything besides that flip monster for just generic use. And that's my views at the time. I hope they stand true throughout the next little while. But I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope to catch you in the next one. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure to leave them down below and I'll answer them as quickly as I can to the best of my ability. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.